How do you create a mental diet to unlock your limiting beliefs at the same time? And what is a mental diet anyway? That's what I'm going to be talking about. So in some very simple steps, we can help create a lovely, positive mental diet for you by understanding what a mental diet is, and at the same time, unlock any limiting beliefs you have about yourself. Okay, so before I do that, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, where I will be notifying you of when I am next posting, which is now every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, put my pen down. So mental diet. So this is a quote from Neville Goddard. A mental diet is a habit of refusing to entertain any negative thoughts. Now, that's not saying to completely dismiss the negative thoughts at all, because by doing that, you actually end up creating more resistance around them. But it's knowing that those negative thoughts are there, but focusing on the positives, focusing on a positive mental diet. So we're all really good at, when we're looking at, we wanting to change our body shape, we'll start eating more healthily, we'll start working out more so we can feel better, and as an example, lose weight or tone up, whatever it is that you want to do. So we're always really, really good at that. But how good are we about that self-talk that we actually have about ourselves? Now, from my own personal experience, I used to be awful. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I used to beat myself up all the time. I didn't even know I was doing it. It was dreadful. And but now I understand that basically, if you want to change your outside, if you want to change the way your world is actually being created at the moment through your thoughts, you start by the language that you have about yourself and what you think about yourself. And then you can turn that basically from the inside out, and it will push out to create a magical, amazing life for you. So mental diets, which will then enable you to understand where your limiting beliefs are and how we can unlock them. So this is part one. So how do we find out how to create a mental diet? So what I do with my clients is I get them to write a list of all the positive and all the negative words that they think about themselves. So that's basically step one. So it's a positive and a negative list of words that they think about themselves. So it could be, I'm beautiful. It could be, I'm ugly. I'm lovable. Nobody likes me. I'm approachable. I'm not approachable. It could be anything. So just a list of positive and negative words that you have about yourself. So once you've got that list, and you can do it bit by bit, so you can start off, and if you get a mind block, then you come, excuse me, you come back to it at a later date. But once you've got your list, excuse me, what you can then do is circle, literally just with a pen or a marker, all the negative words that you have written down. So all the negative words in that list are now circled. Now what you're going to do is just draw an arrow next to all these negative words and think back to the first time you felt that way about yourself. So let's choose ugly. So when was the first time that you felt that you were ugly? Where did that come from? 99.9% of the time, you're going to realize that that came from a situation or another person. But what it's showing you is that it's an external event or somebody that just had an opinion that you've then basically entertained and programmed into your mind unconsciously to then carry that belief that you're ugly. So we're highlighting where you have a limiting belief. We're also showing you that it actually isn't you, and it was never you. That thought, that feeling you have about yourself being ugly was never you in the first place. It was just an event or a situation or a person that basically said something that made you feel that way, whether they used that word or not. That's how you felt. So we do that with all of the negative words, because like I said, what's really important is to show you that these things happened to you. They didn't come from you, they happened to you. And all you've done is throughout your life carried that same limiting belief about yourself, which has created a pattern of belief. And because you have this pattern of belief, more things will show up confirming that it's actually true that you are ugly, when in actual fact you're not, and you never were. It's just a feeling or a word or an action or an event or a situation that happened that has created this pattern that's been embedded in your subconscious for you to continue to carry on this pattern, for you to believe it. So we've now highlighted the positives, we've circled the negatives, we understand where these negatives come from. So now what we're going to do is create a new list. So you get your positives, put them in the new list, and with all the negative words, you're going to cross those out and put positives against them. So for example, if you think you're ugly, you put beautiful. If you think you're not likable, you put lovable, likable. If you think you're not approachable, you put approachable. If you think you're unintelligent, you'd say intelligent. If you think you could never succeed at anything, you'd be, I am successful at everything that I do. So you start writing that new positive list, because now you know that all those negatives just basically came from situations that were out of your control. And it's just a pattern of belief that's been carried with you. So what we've done then is we've now created a positive list of lovely affirmations, and we've also highlighted where these limiting beliefs have come from all the negative words. So we're now able, through this one list, this one simple positive list, we're able now to start releasing those limiting beliefs and feelings and thoughts that you have about yourself. Now, when you're ready to, you can then start to put the words I am in front of the positive ones. What I tend to tell my clients to do is to only do the ones that they truly believe that they are at the moment, because the other ones will come over time. And so, for example, you know, I am successful, I am pretty, I am slim, I am lovable, I am likable, I am strong, I am brave, whatever. So you just choose the words I am in front of those positives, the ones that really resonate to you. And as time goes on, you can start adding the words I am to all of the other positive words in the list. So now what you do with that list is every day, I tend to do this first thing in the morning, and whenever I really need to, whenever a negative thought comes into my mind, because they do still come into my mind, I just know how to manage them. So when they come in, I'll go, actually, is that me? No, where did that thought come from? So then I go back to where it actually came from, knowing that it was never me in the first place. And then, so I'm not dismissing it or resisting that negative thought. I'm listening to it and letting it go and creating the positive. The positive affirmation. And so I'll just repeat the positive affirmation in my head. I am this, I am, until that negative voice quietens down and then disappears again. Now, the more you do this, so like I said, I do this in the morning, and then whenever I need it, and then sometimes in the evening if I need to. Now, when you start doing this, it won't feel very natural. It'll feel a bit weird, especially if you've never done anything like this before. But the more you do it, the more you refer to that list, which you can change on a daily basis. In fact, I write my new list every day. The more you do this, the more natural it will start to feel. But the most important benefit out of this is it will actually start to quieten down that negative voice. It doesn't make it disappear, but it won't show up as often. So you won't feel like you're kind of fighting fire with every time you say a positive, that one comes in and says, I don't think so, this is what you are. It will be less and less and less of a battle in the head. That's basically what I had to start with. It was like every time I'd say a positive, the negative would come in. Positive, negative, positive, negative. But then it would be positive, 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 negative, positive, 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 negative. So you see, it gets more and more natural, and the negative voice quietens down. So that is part one of what a mental diet is, how to create a mental diet, and how to find out what your limiting beliefs are about yourself. So yeah, that's it, part one. Now, part two is going to be regarding intention settings and the feedback that your life is showing up, is bringing to you. So whatever you've been thinking about, you've created. So part two is going to be how to create intentions, really good positive intentions, and how to recognize that it's feedback from the universe that you have a limiting block to release. So yeah, I hope that really helps. As always, I hope you get value from this. And if you like this, again, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. Again, I'm now doing my videos on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Please feel free to comment as well, because any feedback, any comments, I would love to hear from you. And yeah, just have some interaction and see what positive affirmations that you've been able to create. And yeah, this is part one, and part two will be coming next week. Take care.